A single bite of a warm pastizz tells the entire story of Malta, a tiny archipelago sitting at the crossroads of the Mediterranean. It is a pastry defined by its impossible flakiness, a culinary paradox that manages to be both incredibly delicate and deeply satisfying. To understand the soul of this island, you don't look at the grand cathedrals or the limestone fortifications. You look at the humble, diamond-shaped parcel found in every corner shop. The pastizz is a masterclass in texture. When you hold one, you can feel the structural integrity of the dough. Yet the moment your teeth break the surface, it shatters into 1,000 golden shards. This is not a simple crust, it is the result of a rigorous, labor-intensive process that mirrors the complexity of traditional puff pastry. Bakers take layers of dough and fold them repeatedly with fat, traditionally lard or high-quality margarine, creating an exponential number of microscopic sheets. As the pastry hits the intense heat of the oven, the fat melts and the steam forces these layers apart, creating that signature, airy crunch that defines a perfect specimen. Inside this crisp shell lies the heart of the experience. There are two traditional paths. The ricotta filling, known as ricotta, which is creamy, mild, and slightly salted, or the pastizzi, a spiced mixture of mushy peas. The pea filling is a surprising, savory delight, often seasoned with a secret blend of spices that varies from one village baker to the next. It is a humble, earthy combination that has sustained generations of Maltese workers, students, and families. The shape itself is a functional triumph. The diamond or boat-like fold isn't just for aesthetics. It is an engineering solution. By pinching the sides and leaving the center slightly open, the baker ensures that steam can escape during the baking process. If the pastry were completely sealed, the moisture from the filling would turn the interior into a soggy mess. Instead, that open vent allows the heat to circulate, keeping the bottom and the top layers perfectly crisp until the very last bite. Historians often point to the era of the Knights of St. John as the crucible for this dish. Malta has always been a melting pot, a strategic port where trade routes from North Africa, the Middle East, and Europe converged. You can see the echoes of this history in the pastizz. It shares a lineage with the filo-based pastries of the Ottoman Empire and the savory pies of southern Italy. It is a dish that absorbed the influences of every civilization that occupied the islands, eventually evolving into something uniquely Maltese. In the modern day, the pastizzeria is the heartbeat of the local community. These small, often unassuming shops are where the social fabric of the island is woven. You walk in, the air thick with the scent of baking dough and melting cheese, and you join a queue that spans generations. It is a democratic food. It is cheap, it is accessible, and it is eaten by everyone. From construction workers on their morning break to politicians grabbing a quick bite between sessions. There is no pretension here. You eat it with your hands, usually while walking or standing at a counter, leaving a trail of golden crumbs in your wake. The cultural significance of the pastizz goes beyond mere sustenance. To call someone a pastizz is a term of endearment, a way of saying someone is a local, a person of the people. It represents a resistance to the homogenization of global fast food. Despite the arrival of international chains, the Maltese have held onto their pastizzi with fierce loyalty. It is a reminder that in a world of mass-produced convenience, there is still space for a craft that requires patience, skill, and a deep respect for tradition. When you travel to Malta, you are encouraged to seek out the oldest, most weathered shop in the village. You want the one where the oven has been seasoned by decades of heat and the baker knows the exact moment the dough turns from pale to a deep, burnished gold. It is a sensory experience. The heat of the pastry against your fingertips, the sound of the crunch, and the contrast between the buttery, brittle,